Thanks for joining me today. Today we're going to be installing a basic GE dishwasher, white dishwasher with plastic tub, kind of replacing the same model, just about 15 to 20 years older. I haven't disconnected anything under the sink. One of the first things I like to do is go ahead and remove this cabinet door to have better access to the fittings and everything under the sink. Might as well go ahead and remove this one as well so you can get a better view. So we have water supply, the 3/8 valve right here. I'm going to go ahead and turn that off. We have the power coming in from the dishwasher plugged into an outlet here, and then the drain line right here on the disposal port. It's up there pretty high, so I'll go ahead and loosen that. And since the water flows into this sink here, I'm going to go ahead and shift this faucet just in case that were to be turned on. It won't pour water down here in the under sink area. So I pull this off, and the first thing I do is check to see if the disposal is clogged with anything, just to make sure when we connect the new one, water's going to flow freely through there. So I'll take that clamp off, and then I'll temporarily put that back on. And then I'll take my small crescent wrench and remove this braided stainless line. And sometimes that valve gets corroded inside, and even after the valve is off, that water will continue to drip, but it actually looks pretty good. So I'm just going to put this cloth under there to catch any drops that continue to come down. So we're finished under here. It's unplugged, water supply disconnected, and drain disconnected as well. And we'll move to the dishwasher side. Now this is secured to the countertop with two panhead screws here, and I believe we'll attach the new model in the same spot. We'll just have to see how that goes. I'm going to go ahead and remove the toe kick. I think something we have going on here that could present a challenge is that the dishwasher is what's called trapped behind the tile flooring. So the floor drops. Oh, and there's some custom toe kick that was attached to the metal toe kick that comes on the dishwasher. Somebody got a little creative there. Looks like this little toe kick piece was added on after the dishwasher was installed. So I'll pull that and shift it out of the way. Oh, that won't be too bad. So I'll just have to raise the metal feet to be able to pull it on top of the tile. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to save this custom toe kick piece that matches the cabinetry, but we'll see what we can do here. Stuck on with some sort of glue. All right, so now the dishwasher is ready to pull out. Like I said, we don't have any room to lift up on the dishwasher and pull it out, so I'm going to raise these front feet at least, rotating them clockwise to screw them up. All right. So I'll pull this slider closer, and I always use a slider, even though this is really durable tile. It's just a habit that I got into a long time ago, and I just do my best to protect the flooring. Might have to raise it just a little bit more. There we go. There we go, got that one. And that one. And I'm ready to pull all those lines through and get this dishwasher out. That is some old nasty water that was in that drain line. It smells so bad.
Wow.
All right, pull this out of the way a little bit more. I think I'm going to go ahead and cut that drain line. Giving us more room to pull our other lines through. So the new dishwasher will come with a new braided stainless line. It'll have the new corrugated drain line attached to it, and I'll put a new cord or plug on the new dishwasher as well. It comes with the installation kit. All right.
That top thing.
What's that?
We don't want to keep that top thing.
Nope, it'll come with the new one. All right, so our space here looks really good. It's clean. And we'll prep the new dishwasher to go in. I'll go ahead and bring it in, and I'll show you how I unbox it and attach the new lines and everything. And yeah, we'll get it installed.
That's okay. You can go. You can go out. You can go outside. Yeah. Are you cooling up in here?
I am, yes. Cut along the dotted line there at the bottom. All right. Here's your new sound blanket.
Okay. Otherwise it came with that.
Yeah. All right, so what I'm gonna do here is flip this around so you can see the underside and all the lines I attach and everything, but first I'll pull everything out of the inside. Insulation that goes behind the toe kick, product information, and the little install kit that comes inside the dishwasher. Now the braided stainless line and cord or something that comes with an installation kit that is sold separately. So I'll remove any packaging on the inside while I'm in here. Except for this rubber band, I usually just keep that in place so this basket stays in place when I lay it down on its back. So now we'll lay it down and grab the install kit. So here's the install kit that's sold separately from the dishwasher. Comes with a water line, a cord, and a little bag of fittings and wire nuts. So we'll open this up and go ahead and put the elbow on right here. It's a garden hose fitting. So we'll make sure that goes on there, seated squarely, and get this nice and hand tight. And that is all it needs. You don't want to damage those nylon threads on there. And this 3/8 braided stainless line, get nice and hand tight. And then ideally you want to go another quarter turn. Make sure it's secure on there. It only needs about an eighth inch there. You can feel when it's really nice and snug. You don't want to damage the black washer in there by over tightening it. So I grab the right side of this to know where the neutral is, and then just run my hand down all the way to the end to note where the neutral or white wire goes. Pull this apart to separate it a little bit, and then put the connector on here with the threads toward the end of the wire. And then I'll tighten this. All right, you don't want to over tighten this or it'll pinch that wire and cause it to arc. So you don't want to crank down on that. But these wires will go up through the back of what will be the junction box and screw this connector to that metal plate. And then we will grab the 3 yellow wire nuts and wire these together. I start with that one that I bent down for the neutral and bend it back up and tighten that. And then the middle or the ground is next. And then our black or hot. And here's the installation hardware. That comes with the dishwasher. So there's a 1/4 inch screw that we use to put the junction cover on. Stuff the wires in there. Making sure there aren't any that are pinched. And then tighten that down. So while this is laying on its back, we want to make sure these feet are spinning freely. It'll be hard to break those loose while the dishwasher is installed unless we do it now. Screws to secure it with, and these covers that will go on the inside to cover some screw holes. And a hose clamp. So we'll get these out of the way, kind of toward the back, and then raise the dishwasher back up on its feet. Spin it in place. So this sound blanket here helps with acoustics and keeps things quiet. You can see that the door mechanism here, the little pulley system, when the door opens, there's a cord there and spring and stuff, and this sound blanket a lot of times gets caught in there and causes problems down the road. So what I always do is go ahead and tear that out of the way. That way, I'll go a little bit more up here. That way it'll never be an issue and this stuff won't get caught in there and cause that cord to break or get all tangled up in there. And it still leaves a good bit of the the acoustic protection in place. So this drain line comes attached to the side, and it comes taped together here. You're going to remove this tape. And all the way up here, and you're going to leave this loop on the side. You want that to stay in place, but this end will go through the cabinet, and we'll make sure that it's going to stay back here out of the way, not coil up down here. And before we push the dishwasher in, we want to make sure and secure these to the top of the dishwasher so we can then secure it to the underside of the countertop. And we'll use needle nose pliers. And there's a groove that these things go through. So we'll put them in the groove, and then we bend them to lock them in place. Now they're not moving. Same thing on this side. And then those black covers will go on the inside of the dishwasher, covering these holes, because we're not doing the side mount to the cabinet. That's what these access holes are for, if we were to put these clips on the side. But I'm happy with the way it was top mounted before, so we'll just keep that in place. All right, so with that small hole down there in the cabinet, we're going to start with the most bulky line that's going to go through, and that is our plug end. Now the plug is big, and then the actual cord gets small, so we're going to start with that, and then we're going to put our drain hose through there. And then the braided stainless supply line. It's a tight fit, but it's plenty big. All right, we're ready to push the dishwasher in, and as we're pushing it back, I'm going to make sure that the sound blanket kind of stays in place on the dishwasher and doesn't get pushed forward or get bunched up in there. And while that's going back, I want to make sure that the lines get pulled, all the slack is pulled out here. Now, after the dishwasher is installed, the excess lines and stuff can be pushed back in the dishwasher space to keep this free of clutter. So we'll get it close there. It's going to be a nice fit. And I can go ahead and connect my hoses here. And this one was kind of routed up here, and there's a strap in between the two sinks that creates a nice little mount for it to stay up high, because what you want is the drain hose, all drain hoses for dishwashers, you want the drain line to go up high and then flow downhill to the disposer port. And we'll secure it to the port with this hose clamp. And this is something else you want to snug up, but not over tighten, because that hose clamp could possibly cut grooves in the rubber on the drain hose. Okay, it's tight but not over tightened. the braided stainless line here. Hand tight, finger tight, and quarter turn. And then we can go ahead and plug the dishwasher in to get it powered up. And everything's connected. Now we're not gonna leave it messy like that. I'm gonna stuff those hoses under the, behind the dishwasher after I get things fully installed here. So before I open the valve, the water valve to the dishwasher, I want to get hot water flowing to that area. So I run the hot water side of the faucet and get that water hot, and then I'll open the dishwasher valve. And while that's going on right now, I'm going to start to get my final fit on the dishwasher and get these feet adjusted. Now this dishwasher is going to drop down in that hole. Before it does that, I would like to get the rear feet kind of close to what I think is going to be the final adjustment, and they just unscrew, and then we'll go ahead and screw these front feet down. I'll check on this water, and it's hot now, so while it's still running, I'll open the water valve slowly to the dishwasher. It's cracked open, and now I'll fully open it. No drips right there, but we'll check things more closely after the install is complete. I see this needs to be raised a good bit more. We'll go ahead and start a rinse cycle here. There we go. And to make sure I get a nice fit, it's hard to see how it's going to look without having that cabinet door in place. So I'll go ahead and put that back on. So we want a nice flush fit all the way across. Yeah, that would be really nice. Okay, I like that. So I pull this open and grab those pan head screws that we're going to use to secure the dishwasher to the underside of the countertop above. There's that one. All right, we'll close that back and see how it fits. Keep that continuing to run. Oh yeah, that's a really good fit. Nice. Okay, and then we'll check for leaks under here visually, and also I'll feel down there to see if there are any water drops that get on my glove. It looks good. So then we take the insulation that goes behind the toe kick, go ahead and apply that, and then our toe kick that covers it. Not bad. It'll get even a little bit quieter with this bottom piece in place. really, I can just stuff them back behind the dishwasher. There's plenty of room behind there. And then I'll check operation of the door to make sure that it didn't interfere with anything. That looks good. Well, thanks for watching the dishwasher installation. It's Matt with Kitchen Appliance Installation. Stay tuned for other installs of microwaves and other kitchen appliances. Thanks again.